One is actually about Japan, and specifically why we haven't seen the outbreak in the pandemic. Do you have a view about what's happened there?
Well, they adopted mitigation containment strategies early, so they did do a good job of trying to contain the cases that they were finding. They haven't been screening a lot, and so it's a little bit of an anomaly where I've been of the belief that they have more spread than they're currently detecting. But it's been 2 or 3 weeks of me believing they have more spread than they're currently detecting, and you would think that you'd start to see a surge of cases show up in the healthcare setting. So it's not entirely clear whether or not they got lucky, whether or not the early containment strategies worked and they were able to separate people early and contain and quarantine people, or whether or not there is some sort of further spread in the society, and we're going to see those cases start to emerge. Remember, there was spread all through January into February in the United States, and we didn't detect it at all in the hospitals, but there were people getting sick in a sporadic fashion, and then all of a sudden you've seen this explosion. The cases you're seeing now in the hospital didn't get COVID-19 3 days ago. They probably got it 2 weeks ago. And so, there's a delay, and there's a question of whether or not Japan's just delayed.
But do you see the American public sharing that information wherever they go publicly? They're actually going to start tracking the phones to see if you've come in contact with other people with COVID.
Look, the technology is there to do all the things you're describing. You need a logistics organization in charge of a national response to do this. You can't do it on a state-by-state basis and be very effective in a country where you have a very mobile population. So we need to do this at a national level. Big states can do it, but ideally you'd want one national uniform platform. We should be doing it. South Korea implemented all the things you're talking about, and they had, perhaps the best experience relative to the outbreak, the size of the outbreak they had. They were able to quell it quite efficiently using technology and a case containment strategy coupled to mitigation steps where they did shut down